This is another early tool from the Powder Power Tool Corporation. This is a Drive It 320. It is a 22 caliber, 1/4 inch high velocity tool. To operate the tool, push this down, swing open the top. The tool has a breech plug. You load the tool, close, depress, twist the cap, it fires. Like many of the high velocity tools at the time, the tool does have a rotating guard for getting into narrow access areas. The tool at one time had a rod right here that came up all the way up to this point here where this opening is, and that was your ejection rod. It was a tightly coiled spring. The breech plug looks to be broken on the end. It's hard to tell. This is one of the tools that used a set of breech plugs with varying stems on them to adjust the power. So you would just buy one type of powder load, one load level, and use the breech plugs to set the power of the tool. There are two different versions of the tool, the Drive It 320 and the Drive It 300. The Drive It 300 is a solid body tool. It doesn't have these cutouts on either side. It's all one piece. And you load the tool by unthreading the barrel. Thread it back in, and then it operates the same way. The Drive It 300 is the tool that is shown on the brochure, which is dated 1950. It's listed as a light duty tool, and I will tell you that this tool will not drive a 3-inch pin, even with the purple load. So I suspect that the barrel is heavily vented, and you can see some holes down there, some openings for vent down there. Purposely to keep the power down, because there's no reason why it shouldn't drive a 3-inch pin. Unfortunately, whether by design or by rust, I can't get the barrel out, the bottom half apart, in order to check it. So I'm just going to have to assume that at the time. I was able to clean the firing mechanism and oil it up. It was in pretty bad shape. The whole tool is definitely had some use. Here are a couple of other tools that carried the Drive It name. This is the Drive It 222, late 40s. Then this, I can date the Drive It 300 version of this from 1950. And this is the Drive It 330, Omark 330. And just recently noticed on this box here, box of powder loads, it's got a copyright date of 1957. And it says it's for the Omark 330, so I can date this tool to 1957. Also, curiously enough, these are long brass loads, wad loads. I didn't even know they made them. Putting together timelines on these tools is somewhat difficult. I do know that this tool was discontinued by 1961 through another brochure. There was also the Drive It 400, which the owner told me was from 1956. The Drive It 440 from about the same time. So what they were doing at that time, and by the way, he did also say that they were making a lot of changes and things were being obsoleted quickly. But whatever they were doing at that time with their tool line is definitely as clear as mud and hard to make out anything. I believe that this was just a discount tool that they carried for a while, alongside this one most likely to replace the 300, but they could have ran the 300 at the same time. It's really hard to tell. I'd like to compare the power, the drive at 320 to another 1/4 inch tool. This one here. I'll have more on this tool later. Both of these tools are 22 caliber, and I'll be shooting 3-inch pins with purple loads through both tools. Usually this one leaves the pin standing up 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches above the surface of the wood, and this tool here I'm pretty confident is going to sink it.